Okay, so this is the Cellar Sleuths back again with another video. I'm Katie Roselle.
I'm Bart Grellinger.
And we are both certified sommeliers through the Court of Master Sommeliers. We're actually a father-daughter team who want to just explore wine and help other people explore wine and get excited about wine and exploring different things they maybe not have tried before.
It's liquid art.
It is. It really is. And we are all about farming and agriculture in the Midwest. This is to say it's farming and agriculture. It's just put into bottles of deliciousness.
Yeah. You start in the farm and take it all the way to the bottle, so it's farming plus.
And we have something really special to share with you today. We are excited to share with you today something that you may not know a lot about. And even then, we're going to take that to the next level and tell you something you almost certainly have never seen. And I hope you do, but probably never will see.
It's a treat. Once in a lifetime.
It's a treat. So, I don't know if you know much about dessert wine or spend a lot of time with dessert wine. We're not talking about sweet wine. That's kind of a different thing. So if you're thinking of like sweet wines, like Lambrusco and things like that, that's different. But dessert wine, which is really rich wine, one of our personal favorites is Tokaji. Tokaji comes from the ferment grape from Hungary, from a very specific region of Tokaji. And so you'll see it when you see it in a store or on a label. It's spelled Tokaji. Tokaj is Tokaji, the region in Hungary. Adding the I on the end, it means from Tokaji. So this is wine from Tokaji. And it is a really, really special dessert wine made in the Tokaji region of Hungary. It has a great history. It was actually the first controlled appellation. You hear about port being one of the early controlled appellations, giving a really specific designation for what it is, so other people can't call their stuff that.
This was much earlier.
This was much earlier, like decades earlier. Tokaji was the first region giving a special legal appellation and certification that if it says Tokaji, it's from this place, because it was so special and so loved that they wanted to protect the name. It was beloved by kings and queens and the emperor of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.
Artists and poets.
All kinds. And if you've ever tasted it, you'll know why. What's kind of fun is that Tokaji, Emperor Franz Ferdinand sent a bottle of Tokaji Su like this to Queen Victoria every year on her birthday, one bottle for every month she'd been alive. So when she had her last birthday in 1900, it was like 972 bottles of Tokaji. Lucky woman. Yes, so it's a very, very well-known, beloved dessert wine.
But that's not what we're here to talk about today.
No, we'd like to tell you
a special treat today.
About a really special. So Tokaji. So tell us first, I guess, let's back up a little bit. What is Tokaji? How do they make Tokaji?
Tokaji is mainly made from the ferment grape. It's allowed to stay on the vine much longer than the average grapes. This is one of the wines that suffers from Botrytis cinerea. It's a gray mold that is established on the grape, and if you have a kind of a damp season, fog in the morning, drier afternoons, this rot will grow on the grapes, and what it does, it shrivels the grape down. It sucks the water out of the grape, so 80% of the water comes out of the grape. And the grapes shrivel down to almost raisins, not to taste like raisins, but look a little like raisins. And then they're picked late in the season, if they're chosen. So they take these grapes and they mash it into a paste. Now this paste is really sugar dense, a very rich paste. Now to use this, they'll add back a base wine to make kind of a syrupy solution, and this is what they'll ferment. The yeast is wild yeast. It ferments very slowly from the top down, and it can take months to ferment because it's so dense and so rich with sugar that yeast can't hardly grow. You can, given time, get the alcohol up to 11 to 12%. And make a beautiful, lovely, sweet nectar of a wine.
Oh my gosh, if you've ever had Tokaji, I love it. It has a very distinct flavor to it. I feel like you taste it.
A very special note too.
Yeah. Well, you taste it and you're like, that's Tokaji. And it tastes, to me, it's like summer sunshine turned into wine. It's just joy in a bottle. Ah.
It's like dried apricots, late harvest peaches, juicy peaches where you can't hardly hold them without the juice just running off on your hands.
It's like marmalade syrup and like there's spices too,
candied
like nutmeg.
oranges.
Oh my
goodness, it is, and it's all just on the tip of your tongue. It doesn't take. You pour this like port, very small pours. It's
liquid sunshine.
delectable.
It's everything you want it to be. It's fabulous. And it's so good. So and it comes if you find Tokai around here. Tokai will have a number on it. It'll say, like this one says 5 putnyush. What the heck does that mean? That 5 means how many baskets of grapes went into making this bottle. So a putnyu is of 25 kilograms of grapes. So in this bottle, 5 means this 25 kilogram baskets of these grapes per barrel to make this bottle. It goes up to 6. Sometimes if you're really lucky somewhere, you can find a bottle of 6 putnyush. You're really not going to see less than 5 in the US. Most of the time you're going to find 5, and it's lovely. But if you can find a 6,
we've seen 4 in Hungary.
In Hungary, but not in the US, not really. Here we see mostly 5.
6.
If you're really lucky, a 6. But Tokai gets better. So yeah, 6 putnyush. I mean, that's a really sweet wine. We're shoving a bunch of sugary grapes into this one bottle of wine, a split bottle. They don't, dessert wine usually comes in splits in these smaller bottles.
It does get better.
It's better. So if you are extremely lucky, you can get.
I had to retire.
Yeah.
I had to retire.
Yeah, now you have to have the right connections.
And have to have the right connections.
You can get Tokai Essencia. What is Essencia?
This is the rarest wine in the world.
Tokai Essencia. Here we have a bottle of actually 1998 Tokai Essencia. So it's the same idea, but taken up several notches in insanity in how you make it. So this is, you take all those botrytized grapes, so all those grapes that have all that mold on it, and they hand pick them. They pick the best ones and they put them in a big vat. And they don't.
Well, that's kind of where it stops, though.
Yeah.
They'll pick all of these grapes, and it's done different ways. You can put them on a grate, or you can put them in very shallow trays, and the weight of the grape on the grapes below, and we're talking shallow trays, just the weight of the grape presses the grape below, and over weeks and months, they'll slowly start to drip. These grapes are never pressed. There's no pressure at all. There's no mashing it into a paste, nothing like that. Just the weight of the grape or the gravity itself will slowly pull this juice out of these grapes.
Really, really sugary juice, like insane.
When you talk about the putnyas she talked about here, 5 is 120 grams per liter. 6 putnyas is 150 grams per liter. This stuff runs as high as 450 to 600 grams per liter.
Of sugar.
Of sugar.
They take this stuff, it's just juice, and then they take that juice that's just running off just at the bottom of this, and they let that ferment. And
again,
it takes,
wild yeast.
It takes years. It takes years to ferment because it's so sugary. It ferments so slowly. And even when they let it ferment so slowly, it gets to about 3% alcohol because it's just the yeast can't hardly ferment it. So technically, it's not even technically a wine because the alcohol content is so low.
Yeah, 2 to 3%.
Yeah,
because the yeast just can't grow in it. It can't get into the liquid itself. They'll put this juice in demijohns, which are large glass bottles, and just let it sit for years to ferment. And it's kind of ferment.
I am so glad we're doing this video so that I can drink more of your Essencia. Because I really like it.
I was going to say something. It's almost like the first time you tasted chocolate. It's like, wow, what is that? And why did you ever give me this before?
What is that experience? Yes.
Just to give you an idea of how many grapes go into these bottles. If you took this bottle of wine right here, standard bottle of wine, this has roughly 2.5 pounds of grapes, or roughly 200 grapes on average. This bottle, this split, half a bottle, has roughly 88 pounds of grapes or 50,000 berries. 50,000 berries. If you reverse engineered that and made regular wine out of those 50,000 grapes, 50,000 per split, that's 100,000 grapes per bottle. You reverse engineered that, you could make 500 bottles of regular wine for the amount of essence that is shrunk down into this one bottle of wine.
It's insane.
It's mind-boggling.
So you can imagine why this is so special.
And expensive.
It's terrible.
And hard to find.
Expensive and hard to find. It's not every Tokai producer makes Essencia for that reason. I mean, it's extremely labor intensive and time consuming and takes so many of your grapes. It's very costly.
Of your best grapes.
Of your best grapes. So it's very costly for producers. So not all of them make Essencia. And they don't make it in every year. They make it in their best vintages.
Yeah, roughly about every 4 years on average.
So they'll make Essencia. And obviously they're not making a whole lot of it. Because you take so many grapes to make one bottle. You can't even make a whole lot of it. And so it's pretty rare. So if you were to say, I want to buy a bottle here. I just want to go out and buy a bottle right now. I'm not aware of, I'm sure there are places in the U.S. here where you can find some fancy, awesome wine shop that's got Essencia in it, but I'm not aware of them. You can buy it online. However, if you do, just so you know, it's tending to run between $900 and $1,500 a split. Now, if you are like us and have connections.
Katie has connections.
In Hungary. Look, here's my Hungary.
Hi, Levy.
Hi, Levy. Here's my Hungary soccer team jersey and my good soccer team scarf I'm repping for this video. Anyway, if you have the right connections and you know someone in Hungary who also has good connections, you can get extremely lucky for your dad's retirement and get a bottle of Essencia sent to you from Hungary, which is what we did. We are very lucky. I used to think someday if I win the lottery, I might splurge for Essencia and then I'll get to try it. But we get to try Essencia. And so we, as you can see, we have the nice thing about Essencia is it will age forever. I mean, it will last a really long time.
Hundreds of years.
Because it is so sugary. It will age 200 plus years.
It's like honey. It hardly ages at all.
It just can't hardly expire. And even if you open it, if you keep it properly stored, it can last a really long time.
We have this one on a Coravin.
We do.
So.
And keep it in the wine fridge. Because, as you might imagine, because it is so sugary and so sweet, you don't drink it a lot. You don't drink a glass of it like a normal glass of wine. Actually, it is traditionally served in a spoon. They have Essencia spoons, really fancy, cool glass spoons. We're not that cool. We don't have a cool glass spoon.
I didn't know I was going to get a bottle. I probably would have bought a spoon.
Probably should have got you a spoon with it. But
it's served in it. 1 tablespoon is all you get. And it's in a spoon so you don't leave anything left on the glass. You don't when you can't. It doesn't look good to put your finger in there and try to get it out. But in a spoon, you're able to sip it and enjoy it, and then lick it all out. Believe it or not, that's why you serve it in a spoon. We didn't have a spoon, so we tried these small glasses, and
you're gonna watch us drink this and be really jealous.
This is like the second or third time I've tasted this wine. It is absolutely decadent.
I mean, it's insane. It's just something so special. It's hard to put words on what you're tasting. I mean, it is sweet, but it's not at all that cloying sweetness. Tokai is really good about, even Essencia, so sweet. However, it has a ton of acidity that helps balance that out. So it's not just this like sugary, cloying, It's got that high acidity actually too. So that really balances out, and it's just...
You don't taste the acidity at all.
You don't taste the acidity.
It's so well balanced.
It's so well balanced, but the acidity makes it not this just really sweet like raisin juice. It's not like that at all. It's this just...
And to give you another idea of how sweet this is, Chateau de Chem, which is one of the world's most expensive sauternes from Bordeaux, this has 4 times the sugar as Chateau de Chem. But it doesn't give you that, you wouldn't guess it by tasting it. What you get is, I don't know, liquid condensed peaches and apricots and
It really does taste like
tangerine and
peaches. It tastes like, and it's got spices to it also, kind of like a baking spice. It's not like cinnamon, but kind of like nutmeg and those baking spices. So you're almost, it feels like you're having
pie.
peach cobbler. It's kind of that richer peach cobbler kind of sensation, but in like a glass of joy.
So good. I wish we could mist it out to all of you guys, because it is worth having.
Yeah. So if you ever get a chance to have Essencia, don't miss the opportunity. However, I will tell you, if you don't get the chance to have Essencia, Tokai Asu, this Tokai is also just fabulous. I love Tokai. I have for years. It is just really special. You'll never be unhappy with just a bottle of Tokai as well. Tokai in this form, I feel like is lighter. It is lighter because it's not so rich. It's pretty rich, but not as rich as the Essencia. So it's a little bit lighter. It's more like, I feel like to me it's like liquid sunshine. Where this is I wouldn't say liquid sunshine. It's more rich and full and complicated than that even.
This stops conversation.
Oh, yes. You have to just, I was trying to read something about it, and it said you don't pair it with anything because you should never be distracted from this wine. Don't pair it, just drink it and appreciate it all by itself. And I would absolutely agree.
Yeah, and the whole idea of trying to tell you what it tastes like, I think doesn't do it justice, because it's kind of like listening to to poetry or a really great poem, and then telling somebody what you thought of the poem. It's the experience of it, not what the poem was about or what it was. It's how it touches you, and this is pretty special.
It's very special. So
put this
you.
on your retirement list.
Thank you to our Hungarian connection and his connection that helped us get this.
I wish he was here to taste it with us. We know he'd enjoy it.
He would. I am so glad we're doing this video so that I can drink more of your Essencia. Because I really like it.
I was going to say something. It's almost like the first time you tasted chocolate. It's like, wow, what is that? And why didn't you ever give me this before?
What is that experience? Yes.